because we got to get to the money, and I don't want it to all just be based off of politics, but we had to recap everything that was happening over the weekend. Before we get into this next video and this next conversation, I would love for you guys to make sure that you hit a like for the algorithm, because the likes are lower than I would like for them to be. We got over 2,600 people in here on YouTube alone. So if you hit a like for the algorithm, that will be very helpful. Make sure you share this. It's no point in watching anything else in the morning. Tell Gam, only thing we want to watch is Anton. Tell Paul, stop watching that fake news and come over here and kick it with the Millionaire Morning Show. He is entertaining. He is objective. He stand on what he stand on, but at the same time, you can't say that I'm not objective enough to actually tell you that that's my opinion and this is the facts. Tell your little homie, he keep on getting on the video. Hey, listen to the Millionaire Morning Show. Put it on in the church. Put it on in the, I'm safe for the church. I'm safe for the daycare during the week. Maybe Friday I get a little bit spicy, but for the week I'm safe. Truck drivers, share this with your friends and family. If y'all not the ones that's mobilizing, if y'all not the ones that's putting this together, I want just as much of a movement as Cam out here. Make sure y'all share this with y'all friends and family, because we doing great work. And then at the same time, we entertaining and we going to put the medicine inside of the candy, all right? Let's get to it. So this woman in particular is explaining, I'm guessing that she's a postal worker. Somebody actually sent this to me this morning. This woman is explaining why she's broke as a postal worker. I have not seen the video. I only seen the first 2 minutes. Make sure you hit a like for the algorithm. Coasters, I'm going to be reading that shortly. Let's get to it, y'all.
Hey, y'all. Welcome back to my channel. So today we're going to be discussing why mail carriers are broke. But first, I want to have a little disclaimer. Please excuse my little laundry behind me. I'm getting ready to wash some clothes today. Today is my day off. But anywho, back on topic, we're going to be discussing why mail carriers are broke. First and foremost, I just want to put heavy emphasis on this is not every mail carrier. You know, there are a lot of mail carriers that have put in many, many years, and they are sitting on some decent retirement funds and savings and all that 401k, and they've been doing the matching thing. This ain't for you. You feel me? This is for the new upcoming. But in totality of things.
What's the matching thing? I don't know what the matching thing is. You mean 401k match?
Things. Based off of the wage and the inflation, a lot of us are struggling. And this is everybody in the United States. This is everybody. And I just
wait. You mean the Biden-Harris administration didn't get y'all out of it? I'm sorry. That's last segment. We're going to have to focus, y'all. Let's focus on this. Let's see if we can get them and glean from this information so that maybe we can give some advice to somebody. First, I want to give a shout out to the content creators. I always like to give shout outs to the content creators. Her name is Sheba Curls. Sheba Curls, 1.7 thousand subscribers as of the recording of this video. So make sure that y'all go and subscribe to their channel and show them some love. So whether we agree with them or not in the future and the future content of this video, I want y'all to make sure y'all show some love to the content creators, and I always like to give credit where credit is due.
But y'all know that we make decent money and a lot of people are struggling to find a job. So we are grateful. But the truth of the matter is the way that we are being worked is not matching up with the cost of living.
I'm sorry, ma'am. Postal workers have been working like postal workers since the beginning of time. As a matter of fact, I see that postal workers are having it easier than people of yesteryear that were postal workers, because some of these postal workers, the mail carriers in particular, a lot of them don't even have to leave the truck no more. They just drive up on the wrong side of the street, put some mail inside of the mailbox and keep on moving. It's the ones that's in Chicago that got to walk them streets. Those are the ones that we got to be careful of. But my first criticism of this video was that you can't complain about the thing that you advocated for. Y'all want it to work. Y'all want it equal. And you can't say, well, we make decent money, but I don't think that it lines up because we working too hard. That's what men do. They work. I did a little short clip in a reel on Instagram where I showed how these guys was putting together in the crane, and they had all of this danger and the safety. And I was having conversations about linemen that put fix the lines when all of the electricity go out and stuff like that. That's what you do. You work. You work, and you work your butt off, and you leave it on the flow. Man, I remember working in the steel mill and working in plants and working for automotive suppliers, and you had to hit so many per hour in order to hit rate and all of this stuff. Man, you work. You work. So throw that out the window. I never want to hear a person ever that I review a video of again say, well, I don't, but they work us too hard. Work is supposed to be hard in a lot of instances until you can put yourself in a better position to do the thing that may not be as difficult. Work is hard. That's just the way that it goes. That's what y'all wanted, right? Y'all wanted equal. Y'all wanted the same opportunities as men, equal work for equal pay. Okay, work your ass off then.
Like every job in America. You know what I'm saying? So when you are looking forward to hiring in and becoming a CCA or an RCA, just understand that. But also understand that it's very hard to find a job. It's very hard to find a job. You know what I'm saying? So therefore, gotta be grateful. You feel me? You gotta be grateful, because it was hard when I resigned and came back to get my job back, because the hiring process is getting harder and harder by the day. But let's not neglect the fact that everybody in America definitely needs a raise based off of the cost of living. Let's make that clear, okay? Because if we don't speak up and we don't say anything about it, which we are in the process of doing, we're fighting for a higher pay, then it won't get done.
Don't y'all know that the Postal Service, the USPS, the mail carriers, the entire postal system has always been operating at a deficit? Only reason we keeping it in business is because we have to have it. We have to have it as a fundamental thing in the United States of America, is because it keeps it running. But don't y'all know that let me look this up. I'm going to pull it up. I'm going to pull up the stats. The U.S. Postal Service, check it out. Because listen, I'm going to let you tell them what you deserve. Because if this was any other organization, if this was FedEx, if this was Amazon, if this was any other organization, UPS, y'all would be out of business. But the taxpayers are the ones that's supporting and giving y'all money in order to make sure that y'all solvent, because y'all never make money. So I'm going to tell you the facts. I'm going to share with you the facts for those of y'all that really want to know what's going on out in these streets, all right? Let me see if I can pull this up on the screen. Shout out to Reuters. Reuters says the U.S. Postal Service on Tuesday, and this was back in November 15th, and this is a reflection of what it is that we deal with on a regular basis. On Tuesday, the U.S. Postal Service reported a $6.5 billion net loss for the 12 months ending September 30th, and said it will not break even next year, as the first-class mail fell to the lowest volume since 1968. So they're basically operating at a deficit. They're broke, and everybody wants a raise at the same time at the taxpayer's expense. So I want y'all to understand, when people ask for a raise, they're not really taking into consideration the organization that they work for. They don't care. It's not a thing. They don't want equity, none of that stuff. They just said, listen, I deserve more because the cost of living is high, not knowing that you getting more and everybody else getting more, instead of y'all lowering your lifestyle and then ultimately investing in yourself. What they do is they just say, well, we deserve more because it's high out here. And then you're going to get more, and everything else is going to go up some more, and you're going to say, well, give us more. I remember when they was protesting for $15 an hour. I remember when they was protesting at $15 an hour. Now it's people that work at McDonald's over in California that's making over $20-something an hour to serve fries and saying that it's not enough. So I just want y'all to understand that. $6.5 billion, they ain't going to break even. They ain't never going to break even. They ain't never made enough money to be able to break even.
And now let me get into the details, specifics on why we are broke. So knowing what we know and knowing how much we make, and knowing that we are working paycheck to paycheck, there are certain things that we should and shouldn't be doing right now. And I'm going to tell you right now exactly how I spend my money and exactly how much I have left so you can understand this. A visual person, so maybe this will help you. At minimum, I bring home $1,500 bi-weekly.
No. That's not how we go about doing budgets. Some of y'all may need a coaching call. That's not how we do budgets. We go by your gross, and then your gross is broken down based off of whatever it is that you have to contribute into. Maybe you got a 401k, which then reduces the amount of money that you got to pay in taxes, but then that goes further into what your net is going to be. Maybe some of y'all is claiming exempt because you're trying to make sure that you keep all of the money so that you can owe a whole bunch of money at the end of the year. I don't want to deal with net. I need to see gross, because gross is the way that we break down your money and then how we can save as much money as possible on your taxes. That's just some advice for y'all in the future. I bring home this amount of money. No. Why are you only bringing home that amount of money? And how much are you contributing into your retirement? Do you contribute into a 401k or a Roth 401k? Do you contribute into a 403b because you're a nonprofit organization? I need to know. I need to know the details. But, we're going to go on a baseline because everybody think that they financially literate. Let's get to it.
Giving me about $3,000 a month. Rent runs me about $1,045 every month.
Good, baby.
And of course, my car payment is $338. To fill that car, I normally spend about $37 bi-weekly, twice every month, leaving me $1,543. Groceries are about $400 minimum, but more like $600. Without budgeting properly, I spend $60 every 2 weeks for my nails.
What about insurance? So y'all just put gas in y'all car and y'all pay y'all car note and y'all don't do insurance? Y'all don't pay for car insurance no more? Is anybody paying for car insurance just in case you get your car stolen? Or if you get into an accident that you ain't out here messing up the bag and you ain't out here, you know what I'm saying, getting jacked up, being in a jam. Y'all don't do car insurance no more? You don't have to do utilities. Maybe your utilities is included, water, electricity, gas. None of that stuff. You don't have home, renter's insurance. I'm just asking, where's all of the rest of it?
To keep me sane. I spend about $50 a month at Goodwill, just thrifting for clothes, for fun as a hobby. Can't forget the phone bill. The phone bill is $180 a month.
$180? How do y'all have $180 phone bills? I don't understand, bro. Phone bills are not $100. You know why the phone bill is $180 a month? Because y'all financing y'all phones. The reason that you got $180 a month phone bill is because included in the phone is actually the financing of the phone itself. There's no reason why a person of one, in my personal opinion, as a longtime customer of one of these phone companies, they ain't paying me to say who it is, so I'm not going to say it on this live stream. There's no reason why a person of one should have a $180 phone bill. That's crazy to me. That makes no sense.
Plus the internet. I spend about $30 at the laundromat each month to wash my clothes. Spend about $150 on toiletries for the month, and then of course utilities is about $300.
Okay, she gave us
usually save or put. And this does not go for people with side hustles. If you have a side hustle and you making extra money on the side, then you actually winning right now. To be honest with you, that's the best thing that a lot of us can be doing, is figuring out a side hustle. But first and foremost, I want you to understand, don't go to the internet and think because you see somebody who has the same job as you and they wearing luxury shit. So I normally bring home at least the minimum 15. That's normally what I bring home after taxes, insurance, and all that, union dues and all that. But like on like a good, overtime week, I'll bring home like 16. And then during the holidays, I'll bring in like 18, 19, 6 days a week. Okay. My rent, and I live in a low income state. The Midwest, Indiana is on the top of the top when it comes to the cheapest place to live in the United States. So I'm in that top bracket where I'm surprised more people don't live here, but we are small, so we wouldn't fit y'all. I have a 2-bedroom apartment, 2 bathrooms, and I only spend $1,040 a month in rent. That is my rent. Utilities is about $200.
That's really cheap. Here's the thing about it, y'all, is that the first flaw that I see from a lot of people when they start talking about budgeting and where it is that you should spend your money and stuff like that, the first thing that I see that's wrong from people a lot of times is they always say, get you a side hustle, get you a side hustle, get you a side hustle, get you a side hustle. That's not new. That's not groundbreaking. That's not anything that y'all should focus on. So side hustles are cool, right? I'm going to give y'all a little bit of game today just because I'm feeling nice. Side hustles are cool but you have to have a I don't want to give you all the Patreon level game. So I'm going to do it a little bit. I'm going to pare it down, way down, just to keep it from a C student's perspective. We're not going Patreon level. The best thing that y'all can do, honestly, and this is in my opinion, is to invest in yourself. And when I say invest in yourself, I'm not talking about going to buy stocks. I'm not talking about going out there and putting a whole bunch of money inside of the market. Yes, I do think that everybody should have a brokerage account instead of a savings account. And that goes without saying. But I think that the thing that y'all need to do is y'all need to get into better careers. For a lot of y'all jobs y'all have, and you need to go and talk to your HR department, they have tuition reimbursement and assistance. They have tuition reimbursement and assistance. The first thing that I did when I started working at the plant, when I started working at the steel mill, is I took advantage of the thing that most people that work in a steel mill was not taking advantage of, and it was the tuition reimbursement and assistance. And so you can register with your local community college to go into the classes that you want, but you have to have a long-term vision for your life. And when I say investing in yourself, look, you can work as hard as you want, and you can start a business, and I think that people should start businesses, and it's ways and things and reasons why you should start businesses. So don't just run out and get an LLC just for the sake of getting an LLC and then go and apply for Navy Federal. That's not what I'm telling you. What I am telling you is when you reinvest into yourself, right? Meaning that ultimately you pour money into yourself so that you'll have a better career, which then gives you higher earnings longer term. That is the thing that is going to benefit you the most. Most people will sit here and say, oh man, I don't need college and all of this. I got a decent job. I work at the post office. Well, what is the vision that you have for your life? What do you want? And I ask people all the time, and this is the hardest question. Of all of the questions that I ask people when they ask for coaching calls and stuff, because the first call that I talk to somebody, it's an opportunity for me to learn as much as I possibly can about you, because everybody got different goals. Everybody got different things that they're trying to accomplish in their life. They have a different vision for their life. Some want kids, some don't want kids. Some want a wife, some don't want a wife. Some want a husband, some don't want a husband. Some people want to live overseas, some people don't. Some people want to drive exotic cars, some people don't. Some people want to drive a tractor. Some people want to live in a city. Some people want to live in a rural area away from everybody. Everybody got different goals, so there is no one-size-fits-all solution. There's a baseline for how it is that you go about handling business, but there is no one-size-fits-all solution to what success is supposed to be. So the first thing that I ask people is, what do you want for your life? What you want your life to look like? And a lot of us have been beaten down so much that we don't even dream anymore. We don't even believe that it's possible. You would not believe the amount of people that sit here and tell me, Anton, it's impossible. Everybody can't be rich. I didn't ask everybody. This is not a poll. I'm not trying to figure out who we voting for president. I'm asking you, what do you want for your life? When you was coming up, when you was younger, what poster did you have on your wall? What place do you want to visit? Do you want to go over to Tokyo like I did? Because that was one of my that was the top of the things. I want to go and see the pyramids. I want to go and see Egypt, and I want to go to Rome and look at the Colosseum and all of this stuff, right? I have a vision for my life. I want to spend my winters in warm climates. I need to make sure that my daughter has money to be able to go to any school that she want to go to, no matter what school it is in the United States of America. Even though I'm going to encourage her to go to an in-state institution, I want to have a cushion just in case. I want to have these cars that's available for my wife and my family and my people. And I want to be able to grow these businesses to make all of the people that work for me millionaires. And I want to create this platform, and I want to have an office here, and I want to go and visit there. And then I want to have a budget to be able to spend, $20,000 a month on clothes. And I'm not telling you that your vision have to be my vision, but I'm just naming it off just in general. I want a whole new wardrobe of this, and I want this, and I want that. And then my stuff is going to evolve, and it's going to change. And I tell people to write this stuff down, because what happens is when you then put it in perspective and you make it real and you make it clear, it starts to paint a picture of exactly how it is that you want your life to look. It starts to give a financial number and a thing, because then you're able to say, okay, well, it's going to take me this if I want to get here by this time. And then we can reverse engineer it. We can then say, okay, well, if this is the number that you want to be at, then you can make these sacrifices now in order to get there. And this is the milestone that you need to hit by this time. And this is the milestone that you need to hit at this time. Okay, what do we need to do in order to hit that milestone? What do you love? Okay, let's break that down. So we go through the process. It's a process. It's not just financial literacy. It's not just trying to get rich quick. It's not just trying to make sure that you invest all your money into the stock market or real estate. That ain't it. That ain't it. Stop letting these people and these gurus sell you on a vision that's for your life. That's not for your life. You're going to hate it there. You're going to hate it there. And you're going to hate it even worse when you realize that you didn't even get the results that you wanted. You're going to hate it more. Absolutely, positively going to hate it more. Right? So the best thing that you can do is to invest in you. You need to get a career. You need to maybe start a business. And that business may not be profitable for the next 5 to 10 years, but ultimately you're pouring into it for it to become something that's greater 10 years from now. You may not be able to graduate within the first 3 to 4 years. You may take you 5 years to graduate from college, but you working on that while you're also going to work every single day. And so in your spare time, maybe you don't want to go to school full time. Maybe you can go to school part-time for this career that you want that's ultimately going to leapfrog you into the places that you're supposed to be, because you're not supposed to be at the post office for the rest of your life. It's cool to lower your cost of living when you're in your 20s and your 30s. By the time you get 40, you might want to spread out and start spending some money and having some good times and going out, not having to worry about what the cost is and be able to tip bigger. You're not always supposed to be poor for your whole life. You're not always supposed to just be in the middle. Oh man, I'm surviving. When you get past the point in your life, and let me go ahead and remove this. Shout out to her. Again, go and check out her channel. Her name is Sheba Curls or whatever. You may get to a point in your life to where you eventually just want to grow. And the best thing that you can do is firstly, invest in yourself. When you start to have more capital, and then you have more capacity to be able to do bigger things. Also, at the same time, making sure that you limit the amount of money that you're spending on things that don't even add value into your life, that will help you to be able to make better decisions financially. Becoming financially literate and pouring into yourself is the first things that you need to do. And then limit the amount of debt that you have. That's a self-inflicted wound that basically prevents you from being able to invest in yourself. Because then when you got a bunch of debt, you got to do a bunch of stuff that you don't want to do. And it holds off your dreams.